right, Andy, welcome to the Digital Scene Show here at DV Expo 2009.
Thank you.
Now you're with VariZoom.
VariZoom, yes.
And why don't you tell us a little bit about VariZoom and what you guys do?
VariZoom is basically a company. We manufacture production tools. Anything from supports, stabilizers, motion control, cranes. We began our business over a decade ago in lens controls, and now we've got tripods, tracks, a little bit of everything, mainly tools for the production.
I see. Now, is your target customer major production companies, or we're looking at independent filmmakers?
Well, we've been voted most independent film-friendly company last year by Movie Maker magazine. That is our market, basically. Affordable tools. And everything from wedding videographers, big production companies, Discovery Channel, a little bit of everybody, broadcast, you name it. So we got a little bit of everything, high-end, low-end, affordable to some of the more professional style products.
Well, let's talk a little bit about stabilizing the image, because you can a lot of web videos out there, you can tell they're just not professional because they're handheld, they're not being stabilized. So for the independent filmmaker, maybe web videographer out there, what do you recommend as an entry-level kind of system that won't break the banks, but it'll bring up their production value?
Well, one of the things that we have a patented product called the Flowpod. It's been around for a decade, and it's one of the most versatile tools there is. And the Flowpod is a monopod, a handheld stabilizer. Can also be later adapted to a full vest system. So it's one of the most versatile tools out there, and it's widely used in that type of environment.
I see. And what kind of price range does that start at?
And that's something that can be started at as little as $500.
Okay.
And build up, and you can add on, which is nice. You're not having to buy an entire system again. You can actually add a vest, add an arm later. You're not having to scrap that system and go to something new.
And what kind of camera does it support? Up to what sizes?
About 7 pounds on the Flowpod.
All right.
And then as you grow with your system, you can get a single arm and move up to a more like a full vest system with an actual sled. But you're not rebuying. You've already got the vest. Now you're getting a dual arm. So now you can hit camera ranges up to 18 pounds, up to 30 pounds. You're just buying a different arm, not the whole system.
And what's the learning curve on using a system like that? I've tried, some of the lower end ones, and they all show you great video, but then when you try it, like, I can't do that video.
Right.
So is there a huge learning curve, a lot of practice? What do you recommend?
Well, patience, for sure. Balancing is usually the key for any stabilization equipment. Patience, sitting down, and it's all about balancing. Once it's done, it's done. You're out there, you're running, and that camera's going to be stable. So it's just, taking the few minutes that it takes to actually get your equipment, and that's with anything with stabilization, not just our products, but any company. So stabilization is the key.
So do you offer any kind of training along with the equipment you sell as well?
We do. With our larger stabilizing systems, we do include a DVD that shows you step by step on how to balance your sled, how to put it on, set the comfort straps, get everything set, and then shows you step by step on some of the basic walking techniques, running, walking up and down stairs. So it's just kind of a good start for that person that's just getting that brand new system, and has maybe never used it before. We do offer some training classes one-on-one or in a group in the Southern California area also. Now,
as technology is progressing with Moore's Law, things keep getting faster, cheaper, and smaller, right? So for example, I can see people a year from now or 5 years from now shooting 4K on their iPhone. Are you guys planning that far ahead in some sort of stabilization systems for smaller units, not bigger units?
Right, we are always ever evolving. We have 3 machine shops right there in our manufacturing plant, constantly keeping up with all the different camera companies, trying to stay in tune with them, what's coming out, what's the next generation. And so we have to adapt. I mean, we're known for that. If anybody knows VariZoom, first thing they say when they come to our booth is what's new, because they know there's always going to be something new and innovative. So we do our very best to try to stay up with those times.
Do you see it as a trend? For example, you have the 5D that people are using now as a full feature video camera because of the lenses, right? But you can't, it's not a camera, you can't hold it like a video camera. So now, you've got these companies coming out with these things you can attach to it to make it more stable.
Right.
Do you guys are offering things like that? Like
absolutely. Some of our stuff, for example, the Flowpod, perfectly ties into that. It works great for that
Sure.
camera. So it's something we've already had. It's easily adaptable. There's nothing you really have to do. It works for that or the larger cameras. And we have shoulder support systems that are much smaller and more compact, but still takes the fatigue of having to hold that out there. So we have a lot of tools for that. And of course, we'll come out with something new, and you know, each and every year.
Do you guys rent also or just sell?
We just sell. We are the manufacturer.
So
we have dealers all over the world.
But
people can buy direct, and of course, VariZoom.com.
Sure. Okay, sounds good. Well, thank you very much. It was very good to meet you.
Thank you.